Well, obviously decarbonisation in the shipping business is a much wider subject. Shipping itself probably makes up 2 to 3% of the world's, sort of emissions and greenhouse gases. Obviously, towage makes up a small proportion of that, but since it's in vulnerable areas, close to population centres and so on, harbour and terminal towage, we have a big role to play. And from a decarbonisation point of view, I think everybody's waiting to see where the future will take them. A lot of the discussion is about how to reduce that carbon footprint over a period of time. We know the targets from IMO for 30 and 2050. From our own point of view, we started several years ago looking at the alternatives available, and we decided at the present time to go down the full battery electric route. Now, we've been surprised at the uptake. I mean, for example, we've just delivered the first full battery electric tug for High Sea Marine, one of our clients. There's 2 more to be delivered shortly to them. They'll all work in Kitimat for Canada LNG. But overall, we've got 7 in our pipeline at the moment, all to be delivered this year, including 1 for our own fleet. So we, even as an operator in Turkey, as well as one of the leading shipbuilders for tugs in the world, are making sure that we're part of that process. Well, most of our customers are looking for world-leading technology. They're looking for cleaner alternatives as they move forwards. They take their ambitions very seriously, in most cases, in terms of their green agenda. So we're watching that progression and that development very closely. We're certainly seeing that our customers' demands have changed based on various factors. At one point a few years back, we'd have talked about bigger bollard pulls, escort towage. I think now that decarbonisation, that emission reduction and the carbon footprint reduction has taken precedence, of course. So the majority of our customers now will be looking at, if not tier 3, then tier 3 ready in regards to engine technology, propulsion. They're obviously in Europe and places like that, they're looking at cleaner fuels, lower sulphurs. The engine manufacturers themselves are very mindful that what they're looking for is more efficiency. So you're getting gains, even with modern tier 2 engine, you're finding gains in terms of fuel consumption, efficiency. And whereas they just at one point, maybe, way back, may have just been concerned with getting the job done, it's how that job is done is of more concern now, and how it benefits in terms of their ambitions in that direction. We build only in Turkey for worldwide export. So our customers range from the west coast of North America and Canada to the east coast of New Zealand, and everywhere in between. In terms of geographic trends, it's worth looking at where the growth markets are in terms of harbour and terminal towage. South America is one of those. Certainly Europe will remain for a long time one of the biggest markets. But the Middle East is fast catching up, especially when you look at the greener technologies. So when you look at Saudi and their ambitions for green hydrogen and alternate fuels, and the same sort of trends seem to be emerging in the UAE and other Middle East countries, Qatar, even as small as Bahrain, Kuwait, they'll all feed into that eventually. So in terms of trends, I'd say nothing too much has changed. I mean, we as Sanmar have certainly seen sales increase in the Australasian region. The Africa market is still, I think, got to recover from the limitations regarding COVID and so on. They're not the only places, because those things are still starting to have an impact. But geographically, you can see with the new technologies, the cleaner technologies, out of those 7 tugs that I mentioned for delivery this year, it tells its own story. 3 of them will, out of those 7, 5 will operate in Canada, and 1 will operate in Norway, and 1 in our own fleet. So we have our own ambitions in that respect. But as far as third parties are concerned, you can see that those newer technologies will still be limited geographically in terms of where that infrastructure is developing quickest, or that infrastructure already exists. So the Norways, the Singapores, the Canada, the North Americas of this world, the European hotspots. So yeah, so that's definitely a trend we're seeing.